everybody. I am Christine Michelle.
And I'm Irina Pachera.
And we are the Woo and the Do team, where we are all about combining your woo-woo spiritual with the practical do in order to create amazing lives, manifest amazing businesses, and just step into all that you have always desired. So today we are talking about the 11 ways that both Irina and I stepped out of our corporate jobs and stepped into amazing lives where we don't even know what day it is anymore.
I love.
Yeah, isn't that so fun? We get to do us all day, every day, inspire, empower, really impact lives. And that's just what we do now. So we're so excited to share with you these 11 ways. We've taught these to our clients. We've shown them how to step into their desired businesses and out of corporate America. And we wanted to share this with you. And we know that this is going to impact your lives. So I am so excited to be here.
Yay, let's get started.
Let's get started. So, well, first of all, we are so grateful that you're here. We know that you are taking 60 minutes plus out of your life in order to learn some really valuable information, but also to spend time with us and share your energy with us while we're sharing our energy with you. So we want to tell you that we're so extremely grateful to have you. And we have some intentions, right? I know when setting intentions, it makes a difference, right? A lot of people call them goals. I like to call them intentions because when you set an intention, you really are allowing God, universe, source to know that you are serious about something and you're ready to be assisted along the way. So we've set some intentions for you. We are intending that it will give you everything that you desired and more, that you'll learn exactly the ways that you can use to step out of your corporate job and up-level your business in a way that just feels right for your soul. And our intentions for us is that we say exactly what you need to hear, that what flows from us flows out of our mind, flows up through our spirit and straight to you. And it's exactly what you needed to hear and how you needed to hear it. Our intentions for us is that we share this information in an impactful way, and you get to take notes, you get to implement it, and you get to implement it today. So we are just so excited about this. So for a gift, for staying until the end, we are going to send you the 11 steps. So the 11 steps that we're sharing, we're going to send those to you. And it also has accompanying journal prompts that allow you to get deeper and deeper into these steps, and actions, actual actions that you can take for each and every step that's going to help you walk your way out of corporate America and into your successful business. And then additionally, I am also including one of my ease and flow meditations. It's one of my most popular meditations, and it's something that I used over and over again while I was stepping out of corporate America. And what it does is not only does it help you like relax and really feel ease and connect to your flow, but it also lets you connect to your worthiness, and it lets you connect to your enoughness, because that is super important. Loving yourself, knowing your worth is super important when you own your own business.
Yeah, I love Christine's meditations. They work wonders. I listen to them all the time.
Hey, so I have a couple of questions for you. So answer this. Have you been daydreaming of starting your own business? Do you dread Mondays? Do you desire like more flexibility, more freedom? Are you tired of building someone else's business? And do you just want to be in control of how much you earn? If you answered yes to any of those questions, you are in the right place. We are so excited to be here because we are here and we are going to share with you our story of walking out of corporate America and into our amazing businesses. So for me, my story began 20 plus years ago, when I've been working for companies such as Victoria's Secret, Deloitte & Touche, the Coca-Cola company, right? And when I was working there, I always knew since I was a little girl that I always wanted to have my own business. I really wanted to be able to inspire and do all of those things. And I always knew that. But I started working in corporate. I took the correct route, right? And once you're in corporate, you get comfortable, right? So when I was thinking of leaving, I just thought I needed more knowledge. Have you ever thought that? Right? I thought, oh, it was going to be too much work. Like I thought it was going to be way too much work. Like it's easier to work for someone else. Let me do all the hours for them instead of for myself. It's just going to be too hard. I thought that I was delusional. Like who did I think I was, that I thought that I could be a leader, that I thought that I could actually inspire and empower, And where did I think I was going to get the clients? Like, come on, where was I going to find them? I thought that maybe I wasn't good enough and maybe this was too risky. I was risking a multiple six-figure salary in order to go off on my own. Oh my God, what was I thinking? I mean, have you ever thought any of those questions when you think about starting your own business? Well, let me tell you the truth. The truth was I was already working 90 plus hours for someone else, building their dream. And I had 20 years of experience. Come on. I already knew what I needed enough to get started, to bring what I was doing offline online, right? I knew that I was enough because I did some work, some self-love work, and really realized that I was enough just because I was breathing, just because I was here. And darn it, I realized that I created my reality. I co-create with God, universe, source, whomever you believe in. And because I created success in corporate, I knew I could create sex on my own, success. So all of those myths that I was thinking, there was a truth to each and every one of them. What about you, Irina?
For sure. Very similar experience. And I worked for 10 years for these amazing companies that you see on the left here, Goldman Sachs, ADP. My first job was at ADP. Then I worked for some smaller startups, Investopedia and the Daily Beast. And just like Christine, I felt like I couldn't create a business, while I was still in my corporate job. I felt like it would be too overwhelming for me to go to my quote unquote 9 to 5, which was really my 6 to 8. I was waking up for a 2-hour commute back and forth. And I was really, answering emails after work. I also had the limiting belief, who would pay me, right? That I still needed to learn more, that I needed a certification. And what about benefits? Who was going to give me medical, dental, 401k? How was I going to retire? How would I do this, right? That it would be too hard. I was overwhelmed. So although I am technically savvy, I thought that I could never create a business that could put all these systems together. How was I going to make it work? How would I create a website? How would I put all these pieces together, right? And I also thought, am I crazy? Although I had this entrepreneurial bug for a very long time, people around me are conditioned, and I was conditioned to, go to college and then go to a 9 to 5. That's what everyone did, right? So who am I to start this entrepreneurial dream? Who am I to call myself a coach? So I thought that it was too risky, leaving my corporate job, my stable income every 2 weeks, I would get that deposit into my bank account, that this was too risky. I'm going out on my own. Where am I going to find the clients? Where is this money going to come from? So I want to share with you guys what the reality and truth was. And what was that truth? So I already had 10 years of experience working for these top companies that you see here to the left. It was all about mindset. So my people that I was working with, right, the positions that I was working for, the companies that I was helping find candidates for, they were just candidates or just clients, right? They were just my clients. I was already helping people after work for free on my own with the experience that I gained in corporate for free. I was already helping for free. So it was just a mindset shift of being able to implement my idea and charge for my services. And I already knew that I was enough, right? I just had to, again, shift that mindset and know that I was worthy, just like Christine explained. And stability, right? So I thought that my job was stable, the job that I, bled my sweat tears and all that into the job that I was working 9 to 8 or whatever, and doing that commute. All that hard work really happened, ended with a layoff. It had ended with a layoff right before Christmas time, to make matters even worse. And had I not been working on this side hustle or my dream before, right, I was laid off, I would have not had anything to fall back on, right? And wouldn't be able to start my dream. I would have been starting from scratch. So was it more stable? No, that was just a limiting belief and a myth that I believed for a very long time.
Oh, goodness. And it's so true. I mean, I'm sure you have felt the same way. You are watching this video because you want to leave your corporate job, and you probably have the same things. And you probably have some questions in your mind, like, how did we go from frustration to freedom? And how did we go from seeking to finding? Or how did we go from the shiznit, right, to the shift, right? How did we get out of that crap, right? And the big thing that I would like to remind you is that your success is 80% your mindset. You'll see all of those things we're talking about were all things that were in our minds, right? Yeah. All things that we believed and made true. And it's only 20% mechanics. And that's from Anthony Robbins, or Tony Robbins, as most of you may know him by. But it's so true. When you connect with extremely successful entrepreneurs, they will tell you it is all about their mindset. Yes, you can get like the technical and all of those things together, but you need to make sure that your mindset is where it needs to be. So that is something that both Irina and I worked on. And so we are going to share with you the 11 steps to leaving corporate. So not only does it include mindset things, how we shifted our mindset, but it also includes some of the actions, right? We had to take some actions. And then putting all of that together is how we ended up where we are, where we're loving our lives. We barely know if it's Friday or if it's Monday, because every day, right, is this beautiful, amazing day, because we get to wake up and we get to speak to you. We get to impart in knowledge. We get to inspire. We get to facilitate wonderful things like this and free trainings. We get to do workshops. We get to do this now. So we're so excited to share this with you. So let's talk about the first of the 11. When I was leaving corporate, I had to learn how to prioritize my alignment. So when you think of quantum physics, they talk about, in order to manifest something or bring something into your life, you have to be in alignment with it. So you have to be equal to it, right? So I like to explain it this way. The woman that I was, that is the woman I am now, that was working for herself, seeing clients, helping to change the world, a transformational leader, she's here. She's inside me. She's available to me right now, but she's at a different frequency. And the frequency that I was at was a different frequency. And in order for me to align with it, in order for me to manifest being her and like actually stepping into her in this world right now, I needed to make sure that I prioritized aligning with that. And the ways that I chose to do that were, the first thing I did was every morning I set up an alarm clock. I woke up at 5:30 in the morning and I meditated for 10 to 11 minutes every morning. And right after my meditation, I would do journaling, 10 to 11 minutes of journaling. And that would be me stepping into the feeling of being her. I would write about anything that I didn't believe. I would get that out on paper and then I would shift it. I would sit there and I would write about my perfect day. You know, I would do all of those things in my journaling and feel it and be it, right? And then in addition to that, I also did visualization and I did appreciation. So before I left and when I went to my corporate job, I would walk out of the door being the woman who was already the corporate, already the entrepreneur, the woman who was already doing things. But I also had to go into this business. So I would make sure that I would, while I was driving, talk about all of the things that I appreciated about where I was today. so that I could bring that avenue, that energy of appreciation into where I was. So I'd appreciate my car. I'd appreciate the people that I work with. I'd appreciate my people that I was mentoring and coaching. I would appreciate them. I would love on them as much as I could, just so that I would appreciate where I was today and send that energy up to God, universe, and source. And that's what I would be focused on instead of hating where I was. So that's pretty much what I did for alignment. What did you do, Irene?
All of the same things. So visualization is where I resonate. It's how it gets me into my manifestation flow and me, getting those feelings and embodying that successful entrepreneur. I don't write a lot, right? But I did, in the beginning when I was starting my business, I worked with a coach who gave me some journal prompts, but asked me to write down, the 5 people that I admire, right? So I would write down, as silly as it sounds, like someone like Kim K, right? She's like a billionaire. So I thought like, okay, where does she come from and where is she today? So is it like actually possible? Because in the way that my brain works, it lets me, like, if I could see someone else doing it and if it's like possible for that person to do it, then I know that it's actually possible in reality. And that helps my brain just kind of like work that way, right? So I put down 5 people that I admire, whether it's Kim K, other celebrities, other influencers. And if I could see that it's possible for them to do it, whether it's through their mindset, through their hard work, whatever it is, it's possible for me. I would also write down what my ideal day in my business would look like, how I would wake up, the ability that I would have to travel, right? That I would have like a portable lifestyle, that I would be able to pick up at a day's notice, grab my laptop and still be able to work with clients, right? So I would write down all the amazing places that I wanted to travel, who I was with, who I was serving, my ideal client, what she looked like, what she did, right? Like I wanted to manifest those clients as well. And I embodied that in my corporate job. I actually appreciated my job because it gave me the experience and the intelligence and the knowledge to actually bring that and incorporate it into my job. So I did do that as well. So all these great things, really aligning to that as well. Also, what is it called? Meditation. Meditation was really powerful too. Visualization. So I would visualize myself already being that successful entrepreneur.
That makes such a difference. And you'll hear like the similarities. And I can guarantee you, if you ask any conscious spiritual entrepreneur, who they're going to give you some of the exact same things that they did. Yeah. And that's when we started teaching it to our clients and they're leaving. So you're going to see that these 11 things that you can do, there's things that are done. It's the same, like you'll hear the same things if you talk to any other entrepreneurs. It's super exciting just to see. So yeah. The second thing that I did, I have a story about this, right? I decided and I set a date. So I have been, wanting to be an entrepreneur, like I said in the beginning, for 20 years, buying all kinds of courses and all kinds of things. So I finally connected with a mentor that was able, mentor and a mastermind, and that was able to get me on the right track. But it was funny, this mentor, she never worked in corporate. So I was having a story and I said, so when do your corporate clients actually leave corporate? And her answer was, they never leave. So I was like, what? No, like it just broke my heart because it felt like, well, I'm going to be the one, right? I'm going to be the one of your clients that does pick up and says, no, I'm leaving. And that also put something into my heart that said, you know what, if corporate clients never leave and never become entrepreneurs, it's not because they don't have the ability to, it's because maybe they don't have someone who believes in them and knows how it feels to be in corporate and can help them walk out of it. And that's why Irina and I are here sharing this with you. So when she said that to me, I was like, forget that. I am going to be the one. And I decided, when you say, I decide that I am leaving, that shifts the energy. It's not a hoping. It's not a wishing. When you decide, it's done and done. When you decide what you're going to eat, it's done and done. You don't go into the restaurant in the back room and say, hey, are you going to really give me chicken or are you going to give me steak? No, You decided to have the chicken, you're coming and you're getting the chicken, and that's it. And so I decided, I put a line in the sand and I said, I decide that I'm leaving, and the date that I had given, I think it was March 30th. And it happened in a slightly different way, but as soon as I made that decision and it was coming from heart and it was something that was really strong, everything started to really fall into place. I really started to take those steps like towards it and be like, this is the date. And even if you set a date and it's not a date that actually comes to fruition, you will have set everything in motion. God, universe, source can now come in and like help you, because you were like, I'm ready. This is what I'm doing. So what about you, Irina?
Yeah, so I think making a decision is like the first step of manifesting, right? Yeah. So I definitely manifested my business because I did decide, and I did set a physical date. I went into Google Calendar and I put that date, and it was 3 months out. So I wanted to, I wanted to manifest it, but I also wanted to be practical. Like I wanted to know that I was going to replace my salary so I would feel comfortable. Although I always say that, the freedom and flexibility that I have in my business, I would take a pay cut like 50% to be able to, work on my own terms. So I did decide that date, but that date actually happened before I said it, right? So right before Christmas, it was actually, I was going to leave the following year, like in January. But always still in the back of my mind, I was like, even though I set this date, it's going to be so difficult for me to tell this amazing company that gave me an opportunity that I was leaving. And like, why was I leaving? It wasn't like for better opportunities to work for myself. So they were going to think I was crazy, right? But I set that date. And right before Christmas, like a few weeks before I intended to leave, they laid me off, which was even better. So what does the universe give when you decide? It gives you that or something better. So something better was them laying me off with a severance package. So I was able to start my business and I had the money coming from that job, right? So with the severance package, I was bringing on clients, plus I had that backing. So it was super amazing. So this and something better is what the universe gave me by setting that date and deciding.
Yes, this or something better. And it also allows you to let go. You decide, but you also know this or something better, and then just work towards whatever you decided and be open, right, to something better. And that's what Irina got, was something way better. For me, I had decided the March 31st date, and I gave my notice, which was a lot earlier and was crazy. And I was like, why am I doing this? And when I walked in, my boss was like, well, I'm trying to get you a package, a severance package. So I was like, oh, okay. So I ended up leaving a month later, but with a severance package. So it was me setting that date allowed me to go in, let him know that, yes, include me in whatever list that you have. And he's like, yay, I was going to include you. That's awesome. And then it just all worked out perfectly. So it's all about deciding. Deciding is the first step in manifesting, and then setting a date, really being honest with yourself and setting that date from soul. So, and then we talked a lot about this throughout just now when we're talking, this is something better, but asking for guidance. So I have always been like this hugely successful person, like in business, in school, like all of these things. And I always felt like I had to do, right? So a lot of women will feel like this, right? You put everything on your shoulders and your back and you say, this is me and I've got to push and really work hard and do all of this stuff. And it wasn't until I realized that I had support. I was infinitely supported and loved by guidance, by God, by source, that I really started to realize that I didn't have to do all of this on my own. And so when I started to really just start asking for guidance, start saying, okay, allow whatever you would like to say or whatever needs to be said to whoever I'm speaking to be said, flow through me. Whenever I said, okay, flow through me, or this is this or something better. What is the something better? Allow me to step into this, whatever I'm looking for. And when I allowed myself to realize that I had a co-partner, like I had a partner who was the best partner you could have in the universe, and really start asking for guidance, even for like small conversations, big conversations, small decisions, big decisions, and really trusting what I was hearing inside, trusting my soul, because my soul was connected. That is when doors opened that I could have never thought of, and situations just fell into place. People stumbled across my path, and people were like, oh, I saw your video. I had like absolutely no views. And they'll say, oh, I've just been seeing you everywhere. And I'm like, how? I had no ads. And it was just things that would fall into place because I was asking for it. And you get what you ask for. So I always say, I have a quote, you get what you ask for, so why aren't you asking for more? So
yeah, very much the same experience. I asked for guidance and it led me to the next step and the next step and the next step. And once I was able to do it full time, I started investing in coaches. I asked for the right coaches at that time and I received that. I asked for the right people that I can do market research on, and I got those people. They are still my followers today. So all of the pieces really fell into place once I asked and really trusted. I think that asking for guidance, but really trusting where it's guiding you to is really important in that step.
Exactly, which is the next one. So perfect. So the number 4 was always listen to, right? So you ask for guidance. And like Irina said, you got to listen to it. You've got to trust it. You've got to take those daily aligned actions, right? So you can't just listen to it and sit there and be like, yeah, I heard guidance. No, you've got to trust and take daily actions on it. And you have to take those actions without delay. So like Irina and I have a podcast. It's called the Woo and the Do podcast. It's on iTunes. You guys check it out. It'll be on Google and it'll be on all the other places soon. But in one of our, I think it was episode 3, we talked about intuition and connecting with that intuition, listening to it and taking the action on it. And it can be as small as right now, I'm thirsty. Let me take a sip.
Well, let me tell you, but while she's taking a sip, when she explained it to me this way, and it makes so much sense, right? Like when you feel you want to go to the bathroom, and I do this all day because I get stuck on my computer and I'm just plugged away and zoned out, I forget that I actually have to go to the bathroom. And it's like just knowing that you have to go and allowing yourself to do it, right? And so now every time I run to the bathroom, I'm like, okay, I'm going to stop torturing my bladder and go to the bathroom, right? Just as simple as that, right? It goes a little deeper, but at the very surface level, just so you understand, like, it's just listening. Okay, I gotta go, so go, right?
Oh. And you're so right. It's because people think they put their intuition outside of them, right? But we are connected, our mind, our body, and our soul. And our bodies are as connected to our intuition, which is why in our course, I'm going to teach you guys how to muscle test. But our bodies are just as connected to our intuition as everything else. And so when you're not listening to your body is like, take a break, rest, drink some water, go to the bathroom. You're not listening, right? You're not listening. And then when you get like a little tinge and a feeling in your heart and you're like, oh, I should go to Starbucks, or I should call this person, and you're not taking it, you're like, well, I'll just go tomorrow, or I'll do this later. When you're delaying it, spirit and guidance is flowing through you, and it's because there's probably something that's going to be there at Starbucks, and it doesn't want to tell you that you're going to be in the line right in front of Oprah's person and they're going to ask you to be on their television show, because you would freak out. You wouldn't go. You'd be like, I need to change my hair, I need to do this, I need to do that. And it wants to tip you step by step by step, so that you can just flow into it and be yourself, not worried, not concerned with what's happening in the future, so that you can listen to yourself now. And that is so important.
Yes, yes, yes. Without delay is so important.
So important. Okay. So next, we talked a little bit about this because it is aligned with the alignment practice, right? But it is all about feeling the feels now, right? Be her now. I know you guys, you're in corporate, so you've always heard be here now. I'm saying be her now, right? So what I mean by that is the person who, for me, this is what I did. I did a couple of things in order to feel and be the leader of in the transformation industry, the most transformative mentor, all of that things, right? I would do my alignment practice and I would feel those feelings. I picked like 3 feelings that I knew that I would feel right now, which is freedom and all of that stuff. And I would feel those feelings, right? But I also would say, okay, what can I do in my day as I'm stepping into being her in order to feel this throughout the day? So I was very sick in corporate. Like I created all kinds of illnesses because I knew that I wasn't following my soul, right? So I had mold illness. I had because my building was filled with mold. So I manifested being able to work from home for several months. But I also had a sickness where I had to go to the doctor for IV treatments on Tuesday at 3 and Friday at 3. And for me, I said, okay, well, I'm going to take this doctor appointment at 3, go there. I'd be there for an hour. And then from 4 to 5, when I was normally in the office, or 4 to 7 or whatever, I would just feel so free because I'd be like, oh my God, I can drive where I want. I do what I want. I would really feel like that woman. So that was something that I put in my environment and in my experience so that I could actually feel the freedom and feel that, right? I also scheduled in vacation days, right? So that I could work all day at home doing what I do now so that I could feel and be her now and be in alignment with that feeling all day. I also set alarms on my phone so that I could go to the bathroom and I'd sit on the toilet and then I'd just be like, ah. So I'd breathe in freedom, I'd breathe in ease, and I'd breathe in like the feeling of being her now. And then lastly, I was already the mentor and the coach. So I would just say I'm the mentor and the coach because I've been doing it offline for 20 years. So then when I meet with my team and I was being the mentor, I was being the coach, I'd be like, yeah, because I'm the mentor and the coach. And I would just really go all like balls to the wall, like just loving on my staff, loving on my direct reports, just like I would love on my clients. So that was all things that I used to feel those feelings throughout the day at my corporate job and being her right now, making decisions that I would make as the entrepreneur and not as the person who was the employee.
Yeah. So for me, as I mentioned, I had a really long commute to work. So I had about 2 hours of podcast listening time. So I would listen. I remember my coach recommended that I would listen to cybernetics. And a lot of it talks about like a visualization and, feeling the feelings of being whatever it is that you want to be. And that will help you get there quicker. It will allow for you to build that, what I was envisioning is a successful entrepreneur and having a ton of clients and being really successful. So I got to feel that right before I stepped into my corporate job. So in my corporate job, I was feeling those feelings and I was already working with my clients. I started working with my clients before I left. And any free moment that I got, I would, like Christine, I would go to the bathroom and I would be on my phone messaging my clients any questions that they had, like any kind of free information that I can provide, any free value. My lunch breaks were also dedicated to working on my business. After work was dedicated to working on my business. And the great thing about my job, my last corporate job, is that I had unlimited PTO. So I did get to work from home sometimes as well. And I had my work laptop on the right-hand side and my entrepreneurial business laptop on the left-hand side. And I literally, anytime I had some free time from my job, I would be working on my business. So I really did embody it, but I did everything I could to optimize that time and be her like right now in my corporate job.
Yes. And that makes all the difference, right? If you get to that tipping point, and that's the energetic frequency where you're like actually her. I remember when I was leaving Coca-Cola and I was going to go to Victoria's Secret. And this was before I had actually had the position, but I was being the woman who lived in New York. I was no longer living in Atlanta. I mean, I lived in Atlanta, but not in my head. And I remember that the boss that I was working for, she was like, something has changed. And she was like, you're like, she's like, I don't know. And she's like, I don't know. She's like, you feel like you're the, how did she call it? It was because I was being the marketing expert, the leader of, large brands, because the brands I was going to were leaving Coca-Cola were going to be even bigger. And I was just like, yeah. And she was like, I don't know, but she's like, you're very different. And I was like, yes, because I'm being her now. So, I mean, you can use this in any situation, and then right after she said that, I went to New York and got hired and moved to New York. I think it was double or triple my salary, like because I was being her already. Yeah. And when I got it, it wasn't a surprise. It was like, yeah, of course.
A great way I like to think about it is, kind of like daydreaming until that dream becomes reality, right? So you live in that daydream until it just becomes what's surrounding you. So yeah.
Right. You embody it because it's already inside you. Any desire that you have, this desire to leave corporate, this desire to have a successful business, all of those desires are inside of you and available to you right now. So you're only wanting it because you want to feel a certain way. So it's all about feeling that and being that leader now. That's what it's all about, right? So we love this section. So the second part can be a little bit confronting, right? Because when you step into something more, or you would like to step into something more, right? It's going to pop up some things. So I like to call this step shifting through the gift of the gunk, right? Whatever pops up. I'm not saying dig, and oh, I have this block and that block and all of these blocks. No. I want you to be aware of one, what your surface feelings are about it. So the quick things, the quick thoughts, the quick like, yeah, whatever, you're crazy. Like all those things we were thinking in the beginning, be aware of those, right? Don't judge them. You're just going to observe them. And then when they pop up, you can choose to open them, appreciate them. And I can take you through a process in our group. We do a process where you get to really look at these, because I'm still a part of the conscious creation community, and it is all about positivity. And you can see I am a natural, like positive person, optimistic. I have a great vibe, higher vibe. But I used to be at the point where I was scared. I was so scared to feel bad. I was so scared to be scared, right? That if anything popped up, I would like bury it. Only for it to pop up again in a stronger way, and it'd be worse. So then I said, this isn't working. This isn't working. It's just making it worse. I'm crying a lot more. Like, this isn't great. So what I did was I said, well, let me just feel it and appreciate it and love all aspects of me, the happy, joy side, and then the side that isn't so happy and might be scared. And I realized that once I acknowledged it and loved it, those feelings started to really subside because I was nurturing it and letting it know it was okay. And so there's a process that I take my clients through, I've taken Irina through, and it's really just to help you acknowledge what's going on, acknowledge the feelings, the beliefs, and the emotions, and then you can let those dissipate, ask them to dissipate, ask them to dissolve, and transmute into something beautiful, easier, what you would like that would align with that woman who you're being here now, that woman who has all of the things. What would she believe? What does she feel? What emotions does she express? And then you're just bringing that into your life now. So that's something I really had to do.
Yeah. So when I was up leveling, right, I was going through all the emotions. And when I felt like the high, and then the low. And what I love what Christine does is that you don't have to go through this like week, month, year-long therapy to get to that place. It's a quick shift and really acknowledging it too. And I, for the longest time too, thought that, if I'm manifesting, all the steps say that you have to have this positive thinking or else it's not going to work, right? And I had this belief for such a long time, again, and I buried it, but really I was faking it because I'm human and things pop up. I can get negative. And it really wasn't until like I acknowledged the fact that yes, I'm human and I'm allowed to have bad days and I can still manifest even though I'm having that bad day. But it's important to acknowledge those things that pop up and not resist them, because if you bury them deep inside, it's just going to make it more difficult to manifest, right? So it's acknowledging it, it's journaling it out. It's whether you meet with Christine and she takes you through the process to really lift those things out of you and get that gunk out of you.
Yeah.
It's leaving corporate. It's, becoming an entrepreneur. It's when you're in entrepreneurship and you're ready for that next step, things may pop up. So it's just releasing and letting go of it and moving on to the next step.
Right. And then realizing that things are going to pop up at the other level too, right? You're continually growing, and the more you up level, because a lot of times, and we'll take you through this, but a lot of times when things pop up, it's really just to protect you, right? It's just there because it's to keep you with the similar mindset, to keep you where you've been safe. And it's just you stepping up out of that that's so scary. Once you step out of it, you're like, this wasn't so scary at all. So
Yeah.
this is a very important step, especially as you are stepping out of corporate into something else, and especially as you're an entrepreneur, because you're continually up leveling. So this is a good step.
Good stuff.
Now, the next step is one of our favorites. It's
Ah,
all about shifting your money mindset and lifting your money vibration. So I cannot preach about this step longer. It's one of those intricate steps that could take weeks. I mean, we've taken courses that have been for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks to focus on money mindset, but it is a lifetime thing, right? Money is a topic that is emotional. Money is a topic that is just ingrained. You have most of your money beliefs, they were set in you before your age of 6, and they're like set by the time you're 6. So you're getting most of these beliefs from your father and from your mother or whoever raised you. And so it's all about really, one, being aware of what those beliefs are and shifting it, right? Your base surface level money beliefs. And then the next step is something that Irina and I just really can't wait to teach a lot of people that are coming out of corporate. There is a different mindset of being corporate and getting paid every 2 weeks when you don't care and when you hate your job, and you're still going to get paid every 2 weeks regardless. You're getting paid for the hours that you put in, right? You're getting paid just to do what you've been told, versus getting paid and bringing money in as an entrepreneur, getting paid for who you are, the energy that you're bringing, the your beliefs, like how you can bring money in, and really like just being you. It's a total different ball game when you compare corporate money mindset versus entrepreneurial money mindset. And it's not the money, because money is just energy. It's ready to go to you in any way. It doesn't care where it comes through. But I find that corporate people that are leaving corporate really have to shift into an entrepreneurial money mindset and really stepping into receiving money for what they're bringing to the world. And that just really is a different mindset.
yeah, and money, I find, is the very thing that holds a lot of people back from leaving their corporate job, no matter how miserable they are, right? So it's one thing to get paid every single, what is it, biweekly, the 15th and the 30th. It would hit your bank account knowing that it's there, and you could be sleeping at work, you could be doing whatever, regardless of, unless you're working, hourly. If you do have that job where you're getting paid every 2 weeks, it's done. Your benefits get taken out, your taxes get taken out. So there's so many things, and you don't really have to invest much other than like buying work clothes. Like everything is paid for. Your computer, everything is paid for. An entrepreneur then has to invest money into the business. They have to pay for certain services, right? We're paying for a lot of different things. That's a different mindset shift, right? But the infinite possibilities of creating income, right? So you can start with one thing that leads to another thing. It could be repurposed, right? You can put money into your business so many different ways. You don't have to wait for that one paycheck every 2 weeks. You can get paid every single day. And it's all about working on that mindset daily, so that you know the infinite possibilities, so that you know that you can earn as much as you want per day. You can make your monthly paycheck in one day, in 1 week, and that can grow and grow over time. You don't get that cap like you get in corporate, in entrepreneurship, right? It could be slow in the beginning, it could be very big in the beginning, but if it's slow in the beginning, it can take a complete shift, and you could be making 6 figures in a matter of months. It could be just, after a year, you're making 7 figures. It's really infinite. You don't have that cap. Whereas in corporate, you get that small bump at the end of the year based on your performance, which is really, judged by whoever you're working with. And that doesn't exist in corporate, which I love so much.
Right. Yeah, no, that's so, so true. And there's so many tools that we can't take you through today that we'll take you through if you join the program that we've created. But I mean, there's an entrepreneur, it's just really important to have a daily eye on what's coming in and what's going out. It's important to really like be aware of what you have going on. Money loves you to pay attention to them. We're going to talk about how your relationship with money is like money's your boyfriend, or a girlfriend, whatever you like. Money is an intimate relationship, and it's all about like how you're treating money. So we're going to talk about that a lot more, but it is so important when you are leaving corporate to really think about money in an entrepreneurial way in order to be successful. So
Yeah.
so number 8, get help. Oh my God, this is so important because, okay, I had, like I said, wanted to be an entrepreneur, and it was in my blood. It was in my soul, right? But no one in my family were entrepreneurs. My dad always worked for someone. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. So that was just the life. And then all of my family members basically weren't entrepreneurs. So I knew that I wanted to, and then all I heard was that'd be hard and blah, blah, blah. It's scary and risky. So 20 years ago was the first time that I bought my first course, and it was like a course on article writing. This is how old I am. And it was like the first, like when the internet marketing like first started, right? So like just for years and years and years, I've just been buying course after course. And I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars I've spent on hundreds of courses, just piecemealing all of this together. And it wasn't until I invested a pretty penny, multiple, almost 5 figures, or no, multiple 5 figures. Yeah, it was 5 figures, into an amazing coach. She is freaking amazing. And she had a mastermind, and it was a 6-week mastermind. So I paid a lot of money for 6 weeks, but it was the help that I needed, right? I needed somebody to push me and to, one, tell me that, corporate people never leave. So that made me, get my booty in gear and say, no, I'm leaving. Right? She asked me the hard questions, asked me what my soul really wanted to do. I got the help that I needed in order to put this all together. And yes, you can do it by yourself. You can Google, you can take course after course, but it's just the longer route. I was able to take this class starting in January. I had already set my date in February, and I was out of my corporate job in April. And all of that happened in a span of less than 90 days once I like made the dedication to say I'm leaving, and that was in February. And that's what happens when you have the help of someone who can see what's going on. Coaches and mentors aren't the people that are going to, that you don't need them because you can't be yourself. No, they help you tap into what's already in there, and they help you step out and be the woman that you've always wanted to be. So that is what really helped me and helped me move along so much more quickly than when I was buying all of the courses.
Yeah, I bought very similar courses. It's funny because we talk about those courses. It's like, yeah, I did that course too. Yep, that one too, and that one too, and that one too, and it goes on and on and on.
Probably so much more too, so many more.
Yeah, so we took all of the courses, but it really is piecemealing it together. And sometimes, you need to get help. And that's when I invested in a one-on-one coach. The downside of what I learned with this coach is that what she offered, and it's totally fine, this is the way that she teaches. She was really smart. It was, our one-on-one coaching through Zoom was once a week, and it was the mindset stuff. And that's what she loved to teach, which is why she did. And the practical stuff was on a Google Doc. And that's really where I needed help. Like, I love mindset stuff, but if you don't know how to do this stuff, if you don't know how to implement it, you could have all the mindset stuff in the world. You're not going to have a business. So you're going to be mentally strong, but you're not going to have anything online, right? So I needed the tactical, I needed the practical. And it was in a Google Doc for me, again, to piecemeal together, and for me to, not have someone, tell me, okay, this doesn't look good. This is not how this is going to work. This is not going to talk to each other. These systems don't automate. So I needed a way to do that. And so if we were to get on a call, which was 1 hour, which goes by so quickly, right? 60 minutes with a coach where you say, hey, how are you doing? How's your mindset? I have a question on my lead page. Or, my lead capture page, or I'm going wrong somewhere with my HTML coding. And we get into that for, 10, 15 minutes. That session is done, and I'm back on my own trying to do it again the next week and the next week and the next week. So it really took much longer than it had to. So that was, where it helped and where it didn't help. There was a lot of mindset stuff, which was really valuable, but the strategies and the tactical things that I really needed to start my business wasn't there. I still had to piecemeal it together, but it wasn't until I hired that coach and made that decision, which really goes back to a few steps of making the decision and stepping into, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, I'm going to take guidance. And the guidance was to really hire someone one-on-one to work with me.
Yeah. No, and it's good. And it also shows you guys like how just getting the help did help you leave, right? So like you didn't get everything you needed, but she knows it could have helped. Irina knows it would have happened so much quicker if not only did she get the mindset, the energy shifting and all that, which we said is 80% of it, but you still have to do, right? You still have to create, you still have to have an opt-in, you still have to have things that speak to each other. And so that's, but it did help to get help because it still got her where she needed to go, where when she got laid off, she still had a plan and she still had a business that she had started. Yeah. But what would the world be like if you had a program that did all of those things? I mean, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
So next, this is important. And this is something that I have been really thinking about for the last several months, right? I got help, and I got help from a high-level entrepreneur. She is freaking amazing. She's everywhere. She works with every successful entrepreneur that you see out there that are in the coaching business. They all worked with her. That's how good she is, and it was worth the money. But I found myself not valuing my experience. Here I am, a couple of years older, and here I am with 20 years of experience at companies like Coca-Cola and Victoria's freaking Secret. And when also here I am with 30 years of personal development experience, reading books, focusing, doing the personal development stuff while I was working in corporate America with my team and things like that. So but I didn't value that because I said, it's brand new, I'm online. So I didn't value all of that experience that I had offline just because I was changing a location. And so I would, instead of just being respectful and like admiring her and knowing that if she did it the way she did, I know I can, I put her and a lot of other mentors on this level and put me on this level. And it wasn't until I realized that we are peers and that we all have our unique gifts. And it just means that maybe someone's been doing the online version longer, that I realized that I am valuable. I am so valuable. My experience is so extremely valuable. And so when we say get help, we're not saying get a coach or get a mentor because they're better than you and they know more than you and they're, it's just because that person can help you along so much quicker. That person can see your the unconscious things you've got going on. They can call you to it. That person can connect you to your soul and say, here, are you listening? This is what's going on, right? It's not because we're above you, not because we're so much better than you. It's just that we've paid thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and had all this information, and we might be able to import it to you in a way where you don't have to take this long, but still value your experience and value who you are. That is so important.
Yeah, and I, for the longest time, had an issue with this too. I graduated from one of the top schools in New York. I worked for amazing companies, and just because I was changing location from, having a company that hired me, I signed that employment paperwork. I was officially hired, and I got my job title. I got my, tag, whatever it was. That made it official, right? But me taking it offline, doing the same exact thing, right? I thought that I needed a certification. I thought I needed a degree in doing that. I thought I needed someone to tell me, okay, now you have the experience. Now you are allowed to do this, right? So I didn't value my experience. I thought that, oh my God, like now I'm taking this online, and there's so many other people doing the same thing, right? But just because they have that experience doesn't mean that you don't have the experience that you've obtained in your corporate job, right? There's so many people that are teaching on the same things and they've never even been in corporate, right? They just learned it all online on Google University and YouTube University, right? They just learned and they got the mentors and learned it on their own. There's so many 25-year-olds that have never held a corporate job. So really valuing the experience that you gained in your corporate job is important, because that's going to take you and help you build a successful business. It's going to give you the information to the clients that you're going to be working with. And that's invaluable information.
Invaluable. So true. So true. Oh my God. Okay. So next, this is so important because both Irene and I are recovering perfectionists. We have perfectionism disease, and it's hard to go away sometimes. But if you're watching this and you've been working in corporate, I'm sure you might have a little bit of this disease too, if you're honest with yourself. But I had to have a hard conversation with myself, especially when I first began to like go and dive into creating my business. I had to really tell myself, and the degree to which you can quantum leap, the degree to which you can make change is when you're okay to have hard conversations with yourself, like shifting through the gunk. So I had to have a hard conversation with myself to start saying, is this required? Like, does this have to be perfect? Does this have to be like this? When I was working in corporate, a lot of the VPs and whatever, they would come to me and be like, Christine, you know what? If you gave 75%, that's somebody 150%. So just pull it back. You'll be okay. Right? Because that's just the way I was. I was just like, I give it all. And I'm like, you know? But everything had to be perfect. I would double check the spelling 3 times. I would do this 4 times. I would run this to make sure it's right. And that just takes time. And if you look at the people who are successful in your industry, you are going to find spelling mistakes. You are going to find dates that never existed. Like I have one person that's strong and she's amazing in the industry. And one of her sales pages had like February 31st, which is a day that never, ever, ever came because it doesn't exist. And it's totally fine, right? She sold out that program and it did her damn thing. And it was like, what? Like what? And it's like, wow, I don't have to be perfect. When you try, because perfection, first of all, is a lie. It doesn't exist. But when you're trying to redo things over and over and you're not launching things, you're not doing the things that you want to do. You're not launching your fragrance because you feel like, oh, this design isn't ultimately perfect. Whatever. You can change things. We are not Chanel. We are not like, Tom Ford. We can change our brand. You can change your brand over and over and over again, and you don't have to worry about it because people will be fine with whatever you came out with because they're buying you and your energy. They don't care about what package it comes in. So it's really important for you to embrace that you're going to just take daily action, embrace the imperfection. And if something's wrong, go back and fix it later, but just get it out there. Get it out there. Get it out there.
So important. So I had the pleasure of working for a lot of like type A perfectionist managers that would reprimand me for any kind of like typing errors in emails that I would get, in a meeting. Hey, Rena, there's another email with a typo. And it's like, oh my God. So yeah, it was just, conditioned to have to be perfect in corporate, which, in entrepreneurship, if your soul is calling for you to launch a program, it just, you have to get it out there. And it's not going to be perfect, especially in the beginning when you're a one-man show, right? You're going to have to do all the things on your own, and it's not going to be perfect, right? And I've been living by the mantra of better done than perfect, like better done, right? I'd rather have 5 things out there that are imperfect and serve people and helping people that have typos on them than nothing out there. And I'm working behind the scenes, one day hoping to launch and one day hoping to help those people. So every single day taking that inspired, imperfect action.
Yes, inspired, imperfect action. It's so important. Oh, and then number 11. This is one of my favorites. I think I just love all of the steps, but this one is so important, right? You're in a corporate job, you can show up and you can be like, and you can like phone it in. I know you are watching this because you're not a phoner inner, because I wasn't either. I still gave 150% even though I knew I was being laid off. But you can still get paid, right? Even when you're doing that. I find that it is so important, even when I'm like tired or even when I'm not feeling it, that I prioritize the message. I prioritize what I need to share. I prioritize why I'm here and do that first before anything else. So, for example, when I wake up, I do my meditation, right? I do the journaling. I do all of that. I'm stepping into the feeling of being her now, right? And then from there, that's where I write my content. I do a blog. That's where I do a social media post, and I do all of the videos or live streams or whatever that I do. I do it in the morning. I do it first, and I do all of the sales activities associated with that first. Before I check any emails, before I go on Facebook and start flipping, and before I do anything else, because I'm prioritizing the message. And if I wake up in a day and I'm feeling kind of ho-hum and I don't want to do what I'm doing, a lot of times I look at that and understand why, right? Is it really because I've been going so hard that my body's exhausted? Is it my body telling me that it's tired? Or is it because I just don't feel like showing up? And if it's me not wanting to show up, that's when I show up, even as I am, as imperfect, because my imperfection is connecting with my audience. So if I'm like, I'm not feeling so good today and I wasn't going to do a thing, and then I just keep talking and really feeding off their energy, giving them mine, that is when your audience is like, oh my God, this person is human. She gets it. She's not waking up with a smile every single day. She understands that there's ebbs and flows and she's human and da 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 da. And that really connects you to. So it's so important for you to, one, prioritize the message. Treat it like the workout. I know if I don't work out in the morning, I'm not working out in the evening. So if I don't do it, I'm not getting it done. So I make sure that I get my message out early in all the places, so that once I finish doing that, whatever I do after that is all gravy and amazing. And so if I do my workout, then I'm feeling good and I'm like, yay, I did it. But if I didn't, it's not getting done. So that's what I'd say when I prioritize my message.
Yeah, so I always have a list here of all the things that I need to get done, and that really helps me prioritize the message. Same thing, if I don't do it that day, I actually feel bad about it, right? And I do show up even though I'm not feeling inspired, I'm not feeling, my very best, because like you mentioned, we're all human and that connects us. Like when I see someone else being themselves authentically with no makeup and raw and letting me know that, hey, I'm having a really hard day, that makes me connect with them. And that's really, how I connect with my audience. That's how they see me. That's when they tell me, hey, I saw you live and you had no makeup on. That was your best live. That really does help. And prioritizing your message with being an entrepreneur, like in corporate, you have, like if you're a part of sales, for example, you have that like morning pep talk, right? Or you have like that Tuesday, Monday morning meeting where your manager, gives you that pep talk. They give you the plan. They tell you what to do and you're all in it, right? So you have to do that for yourself as an entrepreneur. So like Christine says, she meditates, she aligns, and she, figures out what it is that her message is. And then she goes and does the activity. Same thing that you have to do as an entrepreneur. And so important to do it every single day and show up authentically you.
Yes, because like you said, online, you got to show up every single day, get that consistency, especially when you're first starting, or even if you've been there for a year. Arena and I have been online, like in these businesses for a year. And even if you've been doing it for a full year, you still need to show up and show up and show up, because that's how you're building your audience. You're building that know, like, and trust factor that is so important. And when you're like, I didn't feel like it today, you're letting your message or your bullshit be bigger than your message. And my mentor always used to say, do not let your bullshit be bigger than your message. Let your message be bigger than the bullshit. And then you
and by the way, your mentor is showing up in all the places still today. Yes. I was just watching her Instagram stories. Yeah.
She shows up in all of the places because she knows that that's how she built her business, and that's how it continues to grow. And she continues to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow every day.
Right.
So it's so awesome. All right. Well, those are the 11 things, right? So what I want you to do now that you know the 11 things, you know that it is possible for you to step out of corporate. I want you to close your eyes and picture this. So you decided now you can start your business, or you can allow it to grow, or you can double the income so that you can support yourself outside of corporate. So how do you feel? Are you feeling stuck? Like don't want to get out of bed? You're like, oh my God, no. Now I know that I can do it. It scares me, right? Are you feeling confused? Are you like, oh my God, I don't know where to start. Oh my God, I'm so scared, right? If you are, we have good news. We have a solution for you, because there was a reason why you're on this call. There's a reason why we created what we created, and it is because we were you. We wanted to leave our corporate job, and we had to either do one-on-one coaching or a 6-week very, very expensive mastermind, and still didn't get all of the pieces that we needed in order to be successful. So we created Sold Out in 90 Days. I'm so excited about this. I can't even hold it back. It is an incubator program that connects you to your purpose, your soul, all of that juiciness, right? Monetizes your passion and brings in the profits. Because guess what? I used to be a CPA. I'm all about profits. So it's not about you spending all this money and doing all this just to get a little bit of money. No, profit, 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 profit first. We both read that book. So Sold Out in 90 Days is 90 days to creating your profitable business. And you know it can happen in 90 days. I just told you guys that I went from making the decision to leaving, making the decision in mid to almost the end of February to being gone by April 26th. Irina made her decision. She said, I'm leaving. And she gave herself 90 days. She was gone before that. So it doesn't take super long to create a business. But guess what? When Irina created her business, she still had to piecemeal and do some things. And she was kind of like, right? I was like, still, even after, like, okay, I wish I would have done this. Oh, I would have done this. Mastermind was amazing, but it didn't give me the hands-on help. This incubator, you will receive hands-on help from 2 executive mentors. You will get assistance in addition to all of the teaching, all of the tools to actually implement and execute your successful business so that you're walking out of the door before the end of the year. Like, how exciting is that? And it starts on October 1st. We're going to tell you that now, because guess what? You only have a few days, depending on when you're watching this. It might be 1 day left to join. So this is the most exciting program. We are so excited to have this, but we are limiting the number of people that can join because of all the hands-on assistance that we're giving. So as you guys know, Irina and I are the woo and the do, right? We both use the woo-woo spiritual, as you heard in the 11 steps, with practical action, right? We don't just sit and meditate and think that everything's going to pop up online. We actually meditate and then we go do, right? So I'm going to explain to you the woo that you're going to get out, and Irina's going to explain to you the do. So with the woo, you're going to get crystal clear on your vision for your business that is supporting your ideal life. So you're not going to create a business where you have to work all night and all day and it's not what you love. We're going to show you that you can decide what kind of life you would like to live and then create a business that supports that life. And that makes 100% of the difference, if you ask me. Then you're going to consciously step into your long-term vision. Yes, you're going to know, we're going to help you with the vision of how to leave your corporate job, or, you know, the steps you're going to take to get out of that. But your epic long-term vision, that has nothing to do with your corporate job. That is the vision that you have for your life, whether it's traveling all over the world or whether it's just being home to be able to take your kids to the different games and do all the things. Whatever your vision is, we are supporting that vision. And we don't believe that there's one single way. That's why we are both here to help support you build the exact vision that you desire. So we also are going to be doing some proactive shifting, whatever comes up. So we're going to do the energy shifting, all of that stuff that I talked about with shifting the gunk and shifting your money mindset, all of that. We're going to be doing that, and it's going to support your vision. And then you are going to be creating content, programs, blogs, videos, all of that by connecting within. It is going to become so easy for you to create something. It is going to become so easy for you to think of what's next and how to do it, because I am going to show you, we are going to show you how to connect to your intuition and how to write from that space. And it makes such the difference, I am telling you. And then the do.
By the way, I love how you just said blog so eloquently. So the do, you're going to learn the exact steps you need to take to bring your business to life. Because like we mentioned, yes, you need the mindset, but you need to implement, you need to bring this stuff to vision, to life online, right? So you're going to get not one, but 2 executive mentors, Christina and myself, leading you step by step of every single thing that you need to know reviewing your work. We're going to literally be able to laser coach you. So we're going to be able to screen share with you, and you can screen share with us, and we can take a look at your work and give you our feedback, our insights, how we can make it better, how we can improve it, how we can make it the very best thing that you are creating, right? Then we're going to sort through all of the tech setups, which could be so many different things, right? All the things can talk to each other nowadays. So we're going to set that up so you don't have to get stuck and, setting the stuff up for a 6 months or a year, right? You can get set up in 90 days and be up and running and selling, right? And we're going to launch your products, which I love launching. Christine loves launching. We're going to give you a launch strategy for your products and services. So we're going to take you through that process. So we're not going to do any more second guessing. We're not going to waste any time, like I mentioned, and we're not going to hold back anymore. We're going to bring this shit online.
So good. And you know what? I wanted to bring up a point. When both of us started, we didn't realize that people only buy on the last 2 days of your product launch. So we were so discouraged, and some launches we probably didn't go all in throughout the whole launch because we didn't realize how this stuff works. But now you have people that are going to tell you exactly how this stuff works, so that when you get down, so that when you're like, oh my God, it just doesn't feel like it's working, we can shift you back into shape and tell you to go out there and sell, because it is going to be fine. And that you just need to keep getting behind yourself and getting behind your energy, behind what you're doing. That makes all the difference. But we didn't have that because we didn't have someone who was just there and caring about exactly what we're doing, because everybody has so many other clients. This incubator is for business people that are ready to step into what they want, and we are able to help you in all the ways that we would have wished we had help. So I'm super excited about this. All right, so let me break this down a little easier. We're going to break down the 90 days into 3 sections, right? So there's the first 30 days where we're going to focus on clarity. You're going to be creating, and you're going to be creating a connection. So you're going to gain clarity. You're going to set up your business. You're going to create an opt-in. You're going to create your product. You are going to develop your voice, and you're going to become more you. And I know you're like, oh my God, I can do all that in 30 days. Yes, you can. And we are going to show you how, because we have the philosophy, we don't get out of bed until we're paid. And we're going to show you how not to do that too. And we're going to show you how to really create some amazing things without doing all the work first, and actually doing it while you are teaching and all of the things. So we are so excited about that. So you have that. So you are going to gain clarity. So when I say clarity, you are going to know what your vision is. You're going to be connected with your vision. You're going to embody that vision. And it is going to be so crystal clear. The universe is going to be like, bam, bam, bam. Here you go. So excited. The second 30 days is all about your vision, visibility, and value. And so you're going to become your vision. You're going to get visible. You're going to share value and establish your leadership. And let me tell you, the 30 days, 31 through 90, we are creating a pod. And when I say a pod, I mean it is going to be a group of women who are supporting each other, which means that when you say you're going live, we will have a place for you to post when you're going live. We will either be on your live stream, cheering you on, supporting you, leaving some comments, helping you beat the algorithm. And, or you're going to say, I'm posting on Facebook. We're going to boost up your post. We're going to give you comments. We're going to validate you, so that you don't feel like you're speaking to an empty black hole like Irene and I did. When we first started, you're like, nobody's listening, and I don't have anybody on my live stream, and you want to quit, right? You're like, you want to give up. Then you don't give up, because when you keep going, you realize that people will start telling you, oh, I saw that live stream with da-da-da-da, and you didn't even see anybody with any views, right? Because people are watching you. But when you have the mentality that no one's watching you, you can get defeated. So that's why we created this pod of people that we are going to support each other. We're going to support whatever your offer is. You're going to have a place where you're sharing and saying, this is what I'm going to do. And you're going to have people that are going to say, oh my God, that's so amazing. That's so smart. And that's going to help you, and help you just really, really stand behind yourself, get your energy behind you. So you are also going to be held accountable. There will be no I'm posting and then the post doesn't come up. We will hold you accountable. When you say you're going to do something, you are going to do it. And accountability is a number one thing. Before I go, I know, Irina, accountability was huge for you, right?
Yeah, yeah. Until how many times I said I was going to go live and I didn't have anyone to be held accountable for. It really, really shifted things for me, right? Being held accountable and having someone say, okay, you said you were going to get this done and you didn't get it done. So what's up, right? I know my coach, when I was working with her, there were things that I had to get done. And especially in corporate, there are days where you're going to get boggled down by your, job. You still have to do it. And you're trying to make this work online. It's so difficult to be defeated, to give up, right? Which is, accountability is super important, right? You need someone to say, okay, well, you said you were going to get this done. Where was it?
Exactly.
Right? So yeah, accountability really, really propels you. It really, when you're held accountable, it's easier to say, okay, I can do this tomorrow. But when you have somebody else like waiting for you to get it done, you're going to get it done. So, right. I mean, for me, that's really important.
You're going to get it done. And you also have 2 executive mentors who were in corporate, who understand stuff comes up, who understands you may have to travel, you may have to do this, but we're going to show you how to fit it in. We're going to also hold you accountable for this is a way to fit it in. Now try it, right? Do it with some action.
If it's possible for us to do it, then it's possible for you too. So yeah.
Especially with the hands-on help. The way we sectioned or created this group is going to be the Monday is the mindset day, right? That's where you get to shift things. You get the energetic shifts. You get to learn how to write your content. You get to get it all written, right? So that when you go on Wednesday, Irina's going to say, open up your computer, and you're going to look over her shoulder and you're going to be putting up your page. You're going to be putting up whatever your opt-in is. You're going to be actually putting it up. So you have no excuses, because those are going to be your hard work. This is the day that I am putting things together, and this is the day that I'm putting it up. So there's no excuses and no excuses. So you won't have to be like, oh, I tried to Google to figure this out. No, you asked us the question, we gave you the answer, now do it. And that's the way we positioned this, so that it would be working with someone who has a corporate schedule, who's still working that job, so that they can focus. But those of you who've already left corporate and you're watching this video and you want to up level, it gives you specific times where you can step in and focus on getting the work done. And that makes all the difference. So
yeah, we're making it super easy for you guys, especially in corporate.
Super easy. So, all right. So sold out in 90 days. We're also going to have days 61 through 90. You're going to connect, you're going to get paid, and you're going to grow. Now, this is really important. That as the days go, you have your 30, the first 1 through 30, right? And those things are going to pop up, right? But you're going to up level once you start going live and you're doing all these videos and you're talking and you're being seen and being visible. Lots of stuff are going to pop up, right? So when that pops up, we are going to shift it energetically, right? That quick shift that Irina was speaking about, it's going to be quick. We're going to shift it. We're going to dive into it, and you're going to shift and transform energetically. We're also going to deepen your connection with your audience. If you decided to create a Facebook group, or if you decided to, have your Instagram and you're creating an audience, you're following people, you're getting to know them, you're having a conversation with people that you would love to be your ideal client, you're going to deepen your connection. You're also going to be sharing your offer. You're going to be sharing your offer after you create it, but there's going to be new offers that you're going to create, because this is 90 days, guys. There's so much we can do in 90 days. You will be sharing your offer. You will be growing your impact, and you will be getting paid. And that is what it's about, right? We want to impact, we want to inspire, but we also want to create a life where we can have the freedom, have the flexibility, but also sustain our lives and have more than enough, right? So that's so important, so important. Yeah. So this is a fun time. So you're going to establish your leadership. You started establishing your leadership in day 1. You are going to truly establish your leadership in the last 90 days, because you will make yourself known. You're going to be live. We're going to have all kinds of challenges within the group, like all kinds of things that are going to help you challenge yourself to up level, and then up level, and then up level. So here are the details. Yay! So let's see, did I hit it? Oh, there we go. Yay! I hit it twice. So here we go. The woo and the so this is really fun, guys. There's going to be 12 weekly mindset focused videos, right? Mindset focused coaching calls. So that means we'll be energy shifting, we'll be vibe lifting, we'll be dipping into like, creating like, affirmations, what's going on, what's coming up, what do you really think, what's going on. But in addition to that, there's be laser coaching. You'll ask your questions and we are there till the end. Both Irene and I will be on these calls. You'll be able to ask us any question that you have so that you can shift, right? So there's going to be mindset and energy shifting, lifting your overall vibration. There's going to be the meditation, similar to that ease and flow meditation that you're going to get after this. There will be meditations, right? There's going to be journal prompts, which are specific journal prompts to what you brought up, and journal prompts to what you can go through, journal prompts that we use to get us to the next step. There's going to be content creation guidance, because content comes from soul, right? We're going to teach you how to write from soul, how to create your sales page from your soul, so that when you get to the tactical piece and how to put it up, you have what's written. Now you just need to split it up and put it online. That's how easy we're creating this course, so that when you get to Wednesday, you're ready for Wednesday, because when you finish that class, you'll be up and running. Publish. Isn't that amazing? Like, it's freaking awesome. Okay. Tactical teaching and energetic tools to shift. I mean, I can go on, but I won't. I'll let Irina go.
I love that we're doing meditations on Monday. What a great way to start, your week. And if you're in corporate, just getting into that mindset, amazing. So with me, you're going to get 12 weekly tactical live coaching calls via Zoom. Same thing in the woo, same thing in the do. So that's 24 calls, right? You guys, laser coaching and Q&As. I'm going to stay to the very end and answer every single question. I don't care if it takes 3 hours to get to every single question. I will address every single question so that you have no more questions. You're done and done. You're ready for next week, right? And step-by-step tactical and technical guidance. I'm going to walk you through all of these things online, how to connect them, how they work together, how to systemize, how to make your business flow so that you're not working harder, that you're working smarter, not harder, right? Branding guidance. We're going to walk through how to start a brand online. So all the things that I did, all the things that I have learned since, I'm going to give to you. Facebook ads training, Instagram, social media growth strategies. Both Christine and I have a super engaged, amazing social media following. So that's something we want to give to you, and that's something that people love to learn about. So Pinterest, I know this is a little weird because you think that social media is part of Pinterest, but it's not. And I am so passionate about Pinterest growth because it has brought my business to another level. I thought that Pinterest, like many of you might think right now, is something like Instagram. It's something like Facebook. It is definitely not. Pinterest is a way to get your content in front of the right people and in front of your audience. It's not just for bloggers and, do it yourself. What is it? DIY people? No, it's not for that. It is for anyone, right? It really does have any kind of category that you can think about. So Pinterest is definitely a strategy. It's a way to get traffic to your site. And really, I found a lot of my clients through Pinterest. So can't speak more great things about Pinterest. I can go on and on.
It's your number one traffic source, right?
It is my number one. I thought it used to be Instagram and or Facebook, but when I looked at my analytics, it was my number one by like a far, like a big significant amount. So then we are going to also give you the tools and templates, right? We're going to tell you like what's worked for us, what exists, what we use, and then what you can use, right? So we're going to give you options, but we've played with all the tools. We're going to give you what we use. We're going to give you like the free version, the mid-size version, the big girl version. We're going to give you a lot of different options, right? And templates. So you're not going to have to think. Like where I got stuck the most, my number one place where I started with my freebie, putting together that opt-in. It could have taken me literally maybe like not more than an hour. It took me weeks. I had no idea how to do it. I had no idea how to make it look good, right? And it really took forever. I'm going to give you the damn template so you could take it and copy it, make it your own, and you'll be done. And that's it. And it's so amazing what we're giving you in these 24 weekly calls, it's going to really, really be great. So I can't say enough great things about this.
So totally. So like Irina said, it's 24 live calls. So just at a minimum, it's 24 hours of support that you get over 90 days, which is crazy. But in addition to that, when you ask questions and it's something that we haven't addressed in the call, we will do recorded audios or recorded videos. We'll do screen shares, just different things recorded so that we can email it to you or post it into the private Facebook group that we're going to have for you. And it's just going to be so amazing because you ask the question, you will get the answer. And it's in a way that it won't be like, oh, just Google it to find out. We are giving it to you and helping you out. And this is what I love because this is exactly what I would have wanted. So, so excited.
And if someone else has that question, you know, if you have that question, somebody else has that question, which is really great.
100%. And then you guys see there's 25 spots available. This entire program, the value is $15,000. When you just stay on, because when you get to the investment piece, we are offering this at a fraction of the price. But before we get there, I want to take you guys through, we have created a quantum up level. It's a quantum up level where you get to have one-to-one calls, one with me and one with Irina. And you get to have those once a month. So that means 6 total calls. In addition to this, we are giving you guys unlimited text and voice access to us via Voxer. So that means Irina and I will create a joint Voxer with you so that you can ask us any question all day for during the week, Monday through Friday, because you got to give us 2 days off, right, guys? But any day, Monday through Friday, you can ask us things, any questions, and we will address your specific questions. So however you need to use those one-to-one calls with us, use them in your way that you feel led to use them. And then you have access to us Monday through Friday, unlimited. And if Voxer isn't your thing, you can have email access to us unlimited with a private VIP email box that we will make sure that we respond to you, giving you screen prints, whatever you need, specific things to go ahead and get you started so that you don't have the questions and you won't be sitting there for days waiting for your next call or waiting for the Monday call so you can ask. You can ask immediately. So I'm super excited about this. This is a value of $25,000. The reason why, guys, when I do this unlimited Voxer support for 1 month for my clients, it's over $2,000 just for one client, and it's just for 1 month. When you see the investment for this, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is so amazing. There's only 5 spots available because of the high touch this is, but we are so excited. If you like it, you've got to jump on. So,
and wait, can we go back? Because I just want to make it really clear. So in case you don't know what Voxer is, it's something that I use with my coach and I had no idea what it was, but it's like genius. Yes. So if you can imagine, it's like a walkie-talkie. So if you have a question, I have it up here, right? I don't know if you could see it, but you can literally just press a button, ask your question, right? And it gets sent to us. What we can then do is record it right back to you. It's like a walkie-talkie on your phone. Super amazing and really fast. It's not like we have to write all of these emails. Again, if email is your thing and that's how you want to do it, that's totally fine. But Voxer is what I use with my one-on-one coach, and we got a lot done in the Voxer app. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to just be clear in case anyone didn't know what Voxer was.
Thank you. No, and you know what? I used Voxer with my coach when we had this program, and that's where I got most of my assistance because we had two 20-minute sessions or 120, I can't remember, of live calls. It was very quick. But with Voxer, anytime anything came up, she invited you and was like, please contact me when things please contact me, whether it's mindset or whether it's you can't figure this out, whatever it is. And the more you do it, the more you contact us, the easier things will get, things will flow. So don't be afraid that you're bothering us because you won't. This is something that helps you.
Just for offering this. Yeah.
Yes. It's so exciting. So this is basically all the training that you need in one program. So you don't have to buy the Pinterest course. You don't have to buy the Facebook. You don't have to buy, the Instagram course. You don't have to buy the how to grow my email list course. You don't have to, like all of those things that we taught, you don't have to buy, right? All of the manifesting courses, all of that stuff, you get it all in one. And it's one of those things where that's what I love about Irene and I. We're both woo and both do. So when we are working with our clients, we get to get them to the mindset plus get them the actual do. And that is what gets them to get there faster versus having, you know, maybe somebody who just only loves mindset and that's all they focus on. And then you're having to do the do all by yourself. And that makes a big difference on how fast you can rise. So you get to kick your salary cap to the curb. You also,
Bye.
yes, bye-bye. You also get to gain more flexibility and more freedom. You fully get to experience your life and monetize your passion. It makes such a difference with what the life that I'm living now and the life that I was living in corporate, even though I was making multiple six figures. It was a great investment or job or whatever, but it wasn't where I was shining. You know, I would be willing to take a quarter of that to live the smile and the life that I'm doing now, but I don't have to because I control how much I earn. So that's what's so exciting about it. Okay. Sold out in 90 days, the investment, and there's some fast action bonuses that we have. So Irena's going to take you through the first program.
Right. So if you guys want to pay in full, you're 100% in, and the universe loves when you're making that fast decision, right? It's just under $2,000. And we have made it really, really affordable for you guys with some different options. So for the 3-month payment plans, $777. And if you want to extend it a little bit more and pay a little bit less, 6 months, $444. So for that, you can join with the link below. And for 12, for just the people listening to this, we haven't made this official or available anywhere else for those of you that are joining us on this call. So for 12 payments. So for the year, you're making 12 monthly payments of just $277. I can't even imagine, that's amazing. So just for the support and what you're getting, it's the $277 is amazing.
It's crazy. And yes, you can click the link that's going to be below this video, I believe, or it's going to be in this video. It'll probably have a learn.
It's going to be somewhere.
And it'll take you to this offer. But just write down the bit.ly links while you're watching this, just so that you'll have access to both, because I don't know if I can put both links in. So I want to make sure that you have access to both and that you're able to, buy it. But okay, those of you who are watching, Irena told you that she paid nearly 5 figures for 6 months of coaching that didn't even give her the hands-on support. Mm-hmm. So it took her several months to get some things out of the door. I told you I paid over 5 figures for a 6-week course. That was freaking amazing. And I'm so glad I was in her energy, but it didn't give me the hands-on, she wasn't reviewing my sales pages specifically. She wasn't doing that. So we are giving this to you at a fraction of the price of both of those programs. And it's like you have 2 executive one-to-one coaches, which is crazy.
And what about the courses? All the courses that we have invested in, thousands of dollars. So some courses were thousands, some were hundreds. Right? If you add all of that up, it must be somewhere in the 20,000.
I think actually, if I add up all my courses over the last 20 years, and then I add up all of the mentoring and coaching and everything, I think I'm close to 6 figures.
Yeah.
And so you get to get that for $2,000 because you get to be access to our energy and access to what's in our head. And you get to get that for only $2,000 or $277 a month. Ridiculous. Yeah. And if, like we said, we have the quantum up level investment, and that is with the one-to-one coaching. And then you also get that Voxer access. So you guys remember I said I charge for 1 month of Voxer access is $2,000. So you'll get 3 months of Voxer access, 3 one-to-one, 6 one-to-one sessions, 3 with me, 3 with Irena, unlimited Voxer, email and text for $3,000. That's crazy. It would just, for 3 months, my clients pay $6,000. Don't tell them. But we're doing this for you. And we're just, because we're so excited. I'm so passionate about this because I told you my story. I was told that people in corporate didn't leave. Well, I'm going to be the person that's going to help people in corporate leave. I'm going to be the that's going to help you get out of corporate in 90 days. I'm going to be the person that's going to help you put all the pieces together so that you can have the mindset, so that you can have all of that. We are doing this together, and we are so passionate about this because it's so much, quote unquote, harder to walk out of something that's supposedly stable. We know that that's not true, and we're able to really bring you to the side. We'll be able to be those people that you write down as your inspiration of, this is someone who left corporate, this is someone who succeeded, right? And so there are 2 payment plans, right? There's a 3-month payment plan of $11.11, our favorite numbers.
Yes.
There's a 6-month payment plan that's $597. Now, guys, I paid $597 for like a course that has given me nothing. And this, you're getting $597. You get 6 payments for all of the things that we're giving to you. It's freaking crazy. But in addition to that, there is also the fast action bonus, which means for $333 a month for 12 months, you get access to everything that we're giving to you. And this is only available to those of you who are watching this presentation. So this bit.ly link that you have, keep it and write it down, http://bit.ly/sold-out-VIP. That's SOULDOUT-VIP. And that's giving you access to us for 3 months for less than $3,000, which is freaking ridiculous. So if you are the universe, honor, speed, and decision, which is why we're like, make decisions, make choices, listen to your intuition, then take action. Listen to your intuition, take action. If you were feeling called to this, whether you're feeling called to 1997, right, the investment for the without the VIP, or you're feeling called for the VIP, you need to make that choice and do it now, because we are so excited. Now, there is also a fast action bonus that is super cool. It's number 2. You get something in the mail from us. And it is a luxury candle that smells divine. It is one of the higher selling candles that I had when I had my beauty business. And it is freaking amazing. It is created by an entrepreneur. Her name is Natalia Otera. And when I say Versailles is just a luxury brand, it is one of the best luxury brands. It does fragrances for like $150, $200. It works with the top fragranciers in the world. And this bevel candle is her top selling candle. So we are giving this to you if you're in the top 10 people who purchase. So you get the candle. You get the vanilla coffee scrub, which was in my beauty business. It's an amazing coffee scrub. It's a moisturizing coffee scrub, and it's very different than what was on the market. It was sold in in Dubai and also in Saudi Arabia, and it was also being sold in the US. So you get to get that, and you also get to have a journal and a pen so that you can write your reality, a journal and a pen so that you can write your intentions for this program. You can write how you're shifting. You can write all the money that you'll be making and all of the ideas that will be flowing through you. And we'll show you how to get those ideas. It's just so exciting. So this is also a fast.
Oh my God. I want this. Can I have this?
Maybe I'll put a little box aside and get that to you.
This sounds so fabulous. And guys, I just want to like go back. Because I'm like horrible at math. I whipped out my phone. Yeah. Go back one more slide. Yeah. If you divide 277 by 30, right? That's per day. You are making an investment of $9.23, right? Per day.
God. That's 2 vanilla lattes.
In your life to start a business that you fucking love, okay?
Oh my God.
$9. That's a Starbucks coffee. So I know you're still going to get Starbucks. Just don't get that second Starbucks. That's it.
Right. That's all it is. And when you think about eating out or anything, like your Uber Eats, that's like your Uber Eats for the week. You know what I mean? Like, like come on. This is just such a good investment. It was that $63 a week or something like that. So there's no business that you could start at $63 per week and have the kind of 30 years of corporate experience between the two of us, 30 years of executive experience. And when I say I was working on $500 million brands, creating their calendars, creating like when they would launch, creating what gets launched, developing products from end to end, and teams, uplifting teams, like the kind of things, the marketing, branding, all of those things. This is stuff that we know how to do, and you're getting access to us for the price of 2 tall frappuccinos a day.
And the reason we did this is because we are so passionate. We've been where you are, and we want to make it so affordable for you to get in and not feel like, oh my God, this is so scary. Like $277. Like, come on, guys, less than $10 a day is not that scary.
Yeah, it's not that scary. And because we wanted you in this program, it's the inaugural program. We want to like get you in there. We want to lead you out of corporate and into your amazing business. And we wanted to make it, one, not scary, because we wanted you in the energy of, I'm investing in myself. I'm investing in this business. And this is what I would like it to turn out to be. And this is what I know I can receive. This is what I know, right? When I made my huge investment in I was scared sometimes because I was like, oh Lord.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The payment would come out and it was like, oh Jesus. So
when I told my boyfriend how much I was spending per month, I actually lied to him. It was $1,200 a month. I lied to him. Actually, I think it was 14. I lied to him because I was so nervous. It was a big investment per month on top of every other bill that we had every single month. So, it was scary. So, if you can make this investment, for sure, do it. I would pay in full. You're going to save a little bit of money, but if you can't, we wanted to make it accessible and affordable for you.
Yeah. And it truly is. So this is what you'll see. These are the different checkouts. Let me move this down. You will see the bit.ly, right? The bit.ly for sold out in 90. That is for the program without the VIP, right? And then the sold out VIP, that is for the quantum shifting. So I'm super excited about this. It is time to decide.
Is this me?
This is me.
So, okay, you guys.
She describes it. It's so good.
Yeah. Decision number 1. So you guys can skip sold out in 90 days, the amazing program we just offered you, and be miserable in your job, sitting in your cubicle, wishing that you would have started this time next year. And we're not sure that this is going to be available next year. This could be the one only time we do this, right? And a year goes by so fast. You can be creating and selling your products this time next year. I can't wait to see where you could be. So, you could skip all that for sure. That's number 1. And the second decision, you can join us in Sold Out in 90 Days and start selling your amazing products and services that you have been called to actually put into this universe, and start the first day of 2019. Start the new year off with a bang, right? Not start the new year off with a resolution to start a business. Start your new day off with a business already happening, already selling. So start projecting business sales, like creating new products in 2019. So that's much better than, hoping and wishing to get out of corporate. You can be giving your notice right after the holidays.
Done. And Irina is so right. That's why I love the way she explains this, because you have 2 choices, right? It's all about a choice, and it's your choice, right? Your choice to say yes to what your soul is asking you to do. Yes to, I'm moving up. I'm deciding to do what I've been asked to do for so long. I'm saying yes to that. And like we said, there's no guarantee that we're going to offer this program again, especially not at this price. You will not pay $277 a month or $333 a month for this ever again. When we do, or if we do offer this again, it's probably going to go up 2, 3, or 4 times. So if you feel called and you would like to start your business, start earning some money for your products, your services, whatever you've got going on, you should give us a call, click on these links. You should let us know if you have any questions. Like if you're wondering, is this for my business? This is my idea. Will it work? You can contact us at hello@thewooandthedo.com and we will let you know. But you have that choice. So look at decision 1, look at decision 2, and let us know what you choose. We are all about fast action takers. We're all about people that are 100% behind themselves, because if you're behind you, then we get behind you and we help you.
And then the universe gets behind you.
Yes, the universe is ready to get behind you too. It's just really, 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 really ready. So we will answer questions. So if you contact us at hello@thewooandthedo, let us know what your question is. We will respond to you. It depends on what day you're watching this video. We start October 1st. So this could be your last day to get in. So get in as quickly as you can. You saw the fast action. There's no telling how many people we're going to let in at that 12 monthly payment. We don't know. We don't know. So I say get in quickly while your soul is asking for you to do it. October 1st, there's only 25 spots, and 5 of which are VIP spots. So that's 20 spots total of regular, 5 VIP. So when you get in early and you know that there's still a spot available for you. If you don't get in quickly, there's possible that there won't be a spot available for you and we'll have to refund your money, and we wouldn't want to do that. So you need to get in fast, like get in while you can. I know that there was one question that you had yesterday on the webinar, and it was about products and services. Did you want to address that one?
Yeah, so if you're thinking like, who is this for? Like, what can I create? So let's address that, right? Like, what kind of business can you start? Do you need a business idea? So the answer is no, you don't need to already have an idea. We can definitely work with you and take you through a process where you can develop an idea, do a brain dump of the things that you are passionate about, that your soul is passionate about, the things that you're interested in. You don't have to take your corporate experience and translate it into your online business if that's not what you're passionate about. A lot of us fall into a career. I know that I did. I wasn't so freaking passionate about recruiting, but it's just what I fell into, right? And I monetize that, which is okay to do as well, but you don't have to do it that way. You could definitely monetize whatever the heck you want, right? So if you think about, on Saturday afternoon, right, around 3 o'clock, if you had just a few hours in the day, if you want to think about it that way, like a few extra hours in the day, what would you do? What are the things that you would do? Would it be painting, drawing? Is it teaching somebody something? So what are the things that you really would do in your spare time if you had a couple of extra hours in the day? Or what do you enjoy doing on that Saturday afternoon? Like, what lights you, truly lights you up? And be honest with yourself, because you're going to be doing this for some time. Yes, you can shift, you can change, you can add, right? But you're going to want to talk about your products and services for some time, right? You're going to want to like relaunch and make it better. Maybe like you're going to want to be in it for a little bit of time before you're able to shift and take it a step deeper, right? So you want to be passionate, you want to be secure in that decision. So it has to be something that really truly lights you up. And what can we create? So what are the types of people that we can work with? Christine, do you want to answer that one?
Yes, definitely. Before I answer that too, I want to talk about lighting you up. Also think about like, what is something that people can shut you up about? Like for me.
Yeah. Like, what can we talk about all day? Like,
yes,
if we got in a room. Yeah.
Exactly. Like for me, I will talk about, it doesn't matter what I'm watching on TV, what I'm doing. I am talking about the energetics of the situation. I am talking about how the vibration, bachelorette, he didn't choose her because her energy was here. Yeah. And this is what's going on. Cause I love to talk about that. Right. Or I'm talking about, oh my God, this would be a great business idea. Oh, if they did this, they could do this, and they could do this and make all this money. And that's just how my brain works. I love energetics. I love the woo crystals, all of that stuff. Give them to me. And I love the strategy and the practical, right? Because I just combine that. But that's something that I can talk about and I get lit up about. Like if I'm not feeling good, I need to press record and go on a live stream, because once I start talking, I'm lit up and I feel amazing. So what does that for you? When
And
you
the other thing you can think about, like, what have you invested in? Like Christine and I have invested in all of these courses, which is how we're able to bring this group coaching program to you, right? And we could have packaged this in a number of different ways. It's something for you to think about. We could have done one-on-one, which is what we do. We could have made a course and pre-recorded and then sold it, or we could have sold it and then pre-recorded, just a different strategy. Or what we wanted to do, and the way that it made sense for us, is to create this incubator. And it's kind of something really different than anybody else is doing, but essentially it's a group coach setting, right? So that's a way that you can do it. But another thing that you could do is podcasting, YouTubing, blogging. These are all additional things, and or where you can start to monetize whatever it is that you want to do. And we can take you through the process because we've done it all, right? At this point, we have all the different things. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, I have one question to answer after this, but I want to say, who is this for, right?
Yeah.
It is for basically anyone that would like to bring their business online. So that means coaches, right? Or mentors. That also includes network marketers. We can show you how to create your personal brand that is going to draw those distributors, that's going to draw those people to you, right? Affiliate marketers, same with network marketers, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
How do you create your personal brand? How do you, create your Facebook ads to your product? How do you create a group and then do challenges in that group, grow that group, really establish yourself as the expert in whatever you're selling? How do you do that, right? We do that. It also can be for people who have physical products, right? So we have both tons of clients that have their own like fragrance brands. They have their own clothing lines. They just have different types of products that they have a Shopify store for, or they have a WooCommerce store. We can show you how to, one, you still need to create your own personal brand because people are buying from people. They're buying the energy. They're really not buying like the big brands anymore. They're all about you. They want to read your About Me page. Who are you? How can I get to know you, right? So we teach you how to create that personal brand and tie that into whatever you're creating and really shine that light and shine that energy there. So it really is for anyone that has a passion that they would like to bring online. It could also be for, Irina used this in one of our sold out mindset presentations. It was about like a lawyer. You might be a lawyer and you would like to bring on your knowledge online, right? You'd like to create a course. We love courses. That's our thing. We really do. We love.
I can't believe I forgot about that. Yeah, course creation. So packaging whatever services you're offering, right? You can still keep your brick and mortar business, right? But you can package a course and sell it online, create a website and create that audience right online. The same thing as, whenever you're creating a regular practice, right? You still need to advertise it, right? It's just a different medium and different platform.
Yes. And then, like I said, we're going to show you how to do courses. We're going to show you how to do membership programs. We're going to actually be creating with you. So we're going to start the 90 days with you, and you'll be able to look over our shoulders as we create specific products. I think in my head, what I'm feeling in my soul is to create my membership program and have that launched within the 90 days. And Irina's thinking about some fun things as well. So we're going to be creating opt-ins with you guys. We're creating membership programs with you, and we're just going to be doing all of this stuff with you so that like when you're going through it, we'll be going through it as well. So when you're getting stuck or something, we'll say, okay, this is how we did it. So you won't be stuck for days trying to figure it out. So one other question that I get is, what is an incubator program? So Irina worked in the tech industry, so she's very, very familiar with this. But incubator programs, think of this as a high touch, very intimate group program plus a mastermind plus one-to-one coaching all put into one, right? Yeah. So you get to have a place where we will nurture your new or small business, right? Because you might have some clients, but not as many to get you out of corporate, or you may have started but not really fully gotten behind it. So we are nurturing your business, and we're helping you get it off of the ground. We're helping you get it established, and then helping you gain momentum and start to scale it. And that's what's super exciting. So we called it an incubator program because you get the hands-on, right? You get the hands-on assistance in addition to the teaching and all of the tools, where we're going to have our hands in your business. We're going to be able to look at your sales page and say, are you really writing that from soul? Is that really coming from you? Is that something that you've seen someone else do and you're like, oh, well, I have to do it that way? Or is it something that really is speaking to you and speaking to your soul, speaking to your heart, right? So that is the difference. An incubator program is basically a group program, but you're just getting all of the assistance, the hands-on, the intimacy, the mastermind piece, and the one-to-one all built into one.
Yeah. So another thing that it's not a question, but something that I want to address is the shiny, what is it? Shiny object?
Oh, shiny object system.
Okay.
Squirrel.
So yeah. Whether or not, I mean, I know you guys are on Facebook, Instagram. I see it all the time. I see, get your next, 1,000 followers on Instagram. Just swipe up. Just, learn how I grew my Facebook group by 1 million people, how I had my 6-7 figure launch, how I did this, da, 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 da. It can go on forever and ever and ever. And sometimes, I am not going to lie, I get stuck and say, oh my God, I want to learn. But what I've learned this year is that there is nothing like that. There is no magic pill, right? If you think about starting an entrepreneurship route or starting an online business, right? You have to start somewhere. We all start from zero. And there is no magic like formula or secret sauce, but it feels like, right? And people have to do this to get attention online, right? Is to create something like that, something catchy, right? Like that fast way to get there, right? But there is no magic formula. There is no pill. Like you've heard, we've taken all those courses. We've fallen into the trap, right? So there is no like secret fast way. You have to put in the hard work. You have to get in and get messy and take that imperfect action, that uncomfortable, getting in front of people and speaking to your audience and growing that audience, whether it's organically or through Facebook ads and doing all of those things. But you have to get out there and do it. There is no magic formula, magic webinar that's going to take you from 0 to 1 million in 30 days. It's not going to happen. Like it does not exist. And unfortunately, that is the world of online marketers, is that they make you feel like it exists. They make you feel like, okay, I can do this. And I see it day and day again. I see that, whenever someone posts like, hey, I created the magic, sales page that converts like magic. And I got, from 0 to 1 million in 30 seconds, like a ton of people subscribe and a ton of people, raise their hand to do that, because you want the simple way. Like we as humans want the simplest, easiest route to get there, right? But it just does not exist. You have to put in at least the 90 days to make it work. So that's all that I have to say, is because I see this so much and it really, really irks me that people, think that they don't have to do this and they don't have to actually put in the work to make it happen.
Yeah, it's going to take the work, and that's why you'll see the disclaimers. If you read that, you'll see the disclaimer that'll say, yeah, this is what I experienced. It might not be what you experienced, right? And it says
results are not typical of all people. And if you read the disclaimer, it's funny because it says, here's how I did it. I got it done, da, 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 da. The disclaimer says this is not typical. Results are not typical. Like these results don't happen.
Right.
It's contradictory to what the video says. So read those disclaimers. Yeah.
And it's so true, because maybe it worked for them, and that is so true, but it doesn't guarantee that it'll work for you. And that's why we created this incubator. And it's because we know that there isn't just the one way. There isn't the magic pill. We know that it's going to take work, especially if you have another job, you've got a corporate job. It's going to take you being accountable and really putting forth the effort. And so like, we don't guarantee that you'll be walking out of your corporate job by December 31st, but we are doing everything and giving you everything that we used and we were able to leave in less than 90 days. And we are giving you to all of the things that we wished we had that would have made it even faster. And that's why this is such a great program, because it gives you all of the foundation that you need in order to build that business while you're working your corporate job, so that when you leave, you're like Irina, you're like, okay, I've already got clients. I've already got customers for my widget. I've already got whatever I need, or whatever I'm selling. I've already built up an audience for this. And now I am comfortable with walking away or being laid off. Maybe you'll manifest the layoff as well. Like whatever the case is, it can happen quickly for some people, but what we are saying is that you still have to put in the work. You have to get the mindset together, and you have to do the do, right? You have to put in the inspired action. You have to take the daily action. You have to prioritize this is something that you're ready to do. You have to shift through the shed, and you're going to have to do all of those things that we talked about, those 11 things. We're going to be talking about all of those things in very, very deep detail throughout this 90 days, because things pop up. And when you're trying to piecemeal things together and do it on your own, you have no one to talk to. You don't have anyone to relate to. You think that you're all by yourself, and like, what am I the only one? And am I not doing, enough, and all of this stuff. What you'll have when you have this group of people that are cheering you on, you will also have people that will understand where you are or where you're coming from and help you gain perspective that you're not the only one.
Yeah.
So this has been so fun. Thank you for watching this video. If you are ready, you click the buttons below. There's going to be the VIP button, and then there's also going to be the sold out in 90 days, yes, sign me up button, and just choose whatever works for you. And then if you have questions, there will be an email below this as well that gets you to us so that you can ask questions. But again, like we said, it's for any business that wants to be brought offline to online, and we can show you how to build that business so that you can step out of corporate America before 2019, which is before, January 1st. And 90 days. Give us 90 days. It starts October 1st. Get in now, because once these 25 spots close, they are closed.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for being here. This was so much fun.
Yes, it was so much fun. We appreciate you. If you have questions, go to that email below. And universe honors speed and decision. So trust your heart, trust your soul. And just remember to honor your woo and then do the do. We'll talk to you later.
I love it.
Bye.
Bye, guys.